Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is Advent of Code Day 5. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join my Discord. Let me know what you think of today's problems. On the 5th day of Christmas, something. Alright, we have about a minute to go. I'm going to, because I kind of messed up like a couple of days ago, I'm going to switch to this already. We have the timer the other way. Whatever, right? Timer. You see what I'm looking at, kind of, and of course the terminal. Yeah. A little bit of a disclaimer. About 40 seconds to go. Oh yeah, the structure of this video is me solving this live as fast as I can, usually, or trying to, and then explanations at the end. So feel free to fast forward to wherever you need to go. Today's caveat, though, is that I have a flight in about in 3 hours. It's a domestic flight, so I don't, but I should still get there as early as possible. I have to check in luggage and stuff like that, so I might cut this video a little short. We'll see what happens. About 14 seconds to go, 10 seconds to go now that I finished saying that, and yeah, I'm gonna start the. Ooh, where's the timer? All right. Started now, and it started, so I'm already a little bit behind. That's okay, right? I mean, it's not as serious as it is anymore, right? Okay, forklifts, ingredients ID, a list of 3 and 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they overlap. Okay, trying to determine which of the whatever. One is spoiled because it doesn't. 3 of them are fresh. Okay, so this is very familiar to what we had before, I guess, but where's it go? Scan numbers, line, AB, right? Okay, right. So then now, oh, it's not a number. I have to have a thing. Okay. Okay. I think this works. Maybe. I don't know my API. End of line, right? So X is equal to if okay, for start and end in good, if S okay, that should be good. I mean, my typing is a little bit slow these days, but I should set that up. Okay, that's not right. So why? That looks right. And that is sad because that part should have been like a 20-second solution thing, and I'm getting a while. Okay, so that's definitely not right. That's what I get for trying to be clever. Just do something like this instead. 661. Probably should have done it that way. All right. I mean, expected it. Okay. So what does that mean? Okay, I see. So they just kind of want the intersection of all these things, and I assume that yeah, I mean, this is just regular things, right? Okay, yeah. I mean, probably people are already done because yeah. Okay. I should just copy and paste this bit. mean, this is just regular segment type things. Right, and now for key, and in that case, sorted, right? Okay, so previous is equal to say negative infinity, whatever. I don't think there's any negative numbers. And then now, total, or just total, right? Or count maybe, but whatever. Okay, so then now, yeah. Oh, current. I need to prefix something. Okay, so yes. Current to do s for k, right? If current is greater than 0, then we okay, so okay, I'm bad at I'm rushing a little bit. I mean this is pretty straightforward, but okay, so the only case where it is not is if we don't count it, is if the previous was okay. If this is the case, then that means that the previous number was 0, and this is this. I don't know why my phone is so weird. Larry, what are you doing? What are you doing? P is greater than 0. Okay, if 0 is 0, and as of k, well, if the previous is 0, then going to, from this segment is just, you can just continue. But previous is equal to k, and then we continue. Otherwise, we also set previous is equal to k, and well, not yet. We do k minus previous is going to be the range, right? I mean, yes, I'm just trying to think whether no, it's exclusive. So okay, yeah. And then we do total, and then we just print total, I think. Okay. I mean, this really is my bread and butter. I mean, I should have run it another way, but I am just a little bit dumb. Because I don't know, I was just a little bit kind of wonky today. Yeah. I mean, and this way you could have done it another way. I mean, this is basically okay, let's go over part 1 first. Let me step back a second. Let's go over part 1. Part 1 is just ooh, I have to stop my timer. Everything's a little bit out of whack for me today. Because part 2 is probably like I don't know, it's something that I've done like 1,000 times, and I want to say I'm pretty good at, but today just a little bit. I mean, I think sometimes also when you I don't want to say pressure because I don't really, you know, but when you kind of rush it, you definitely went into like issues, and I definitely was thinking about the way to write this in a couple of ways. I was trying to be clever without using an extra variable, but then it just took too long, obviously, right? And then I forgot whether I needed to be inclusive, exclusive, and that took a couple minutes. But yeah, but part 1, I took a little bit of a long time on. Because I didn't know my API. I used my scan numbers API, but I think the scan numbers actually gave a negative instead of a range, and that's why it's giving me issues. I have to think about that in the future, actually. But in any case, after that, it is just, you know, it's parsing, and then after parsing, just do a for loop, and, you know, you don't have that many numbers, I don't think, probably. I don't know. I didn't really think about it, because I thought it would be, I mean, this is actually bigger than I thought the inputs, or rather the number of inputs. Because there's 1,000 lines, so if there's 500 of each, then it's like 500 times 500. But even then, that's fine, right? So I think we probably should have double checked it. But I think it's for part 1 is probably worth YOLOing, and then if it ran too long, then we take a look at it, kind of thing, right? And it ran instantly. And then part 2, There are a number of ways you can think about it. This is, counting the number of segment overlapping things. And the way that I tend to think about these things is with whatchamacallit. Sorry, I'm trying to bring up my drawing board real quick. Okay, I just put it here. The way that I think about it is that you have a number line, right, and you have a lot of segments that you want to find the the union of, right? And then the idea here is that well, we don't have to kind of count one by one, and for this problem, looking at the answer, well, it's going to be too slow, right? So what you want to do is just look at the endpoints, right? I'm drawing with my finger on the touchpad. I usually at home I have a drawing pad, but over here I don't, right? So my apologies. And I still got to try to attempt to make my flight. So yeah. And this is actually a really bad example. Let's actually clear this out so that we have a gap. But the idea here is that you kind of look at all these endpoints, then and some of this is experience, right? No lie about it. I've seen similar problems before. Then the idea here is that, well, and this is what I was trying to reason out in my head a little bit too much without using pen and paper. But the idea here is that, okay, so you can look at the overlaps. One is that the way that I write it is called using a difference array, and then you accumulate the sum afterwards with maybe not explicit coordinate compression, but just with the coordinates without the gaps, right? And then now as we kind of do a sweep line algorithm or line sweep algorithm, depending on who you ask, I don't know why. Then now you can say that, okay, well, this part has one overlap, this part has two overlap, and then this part has one overlap, and then this is 0, right? And going back to 1. And yeah, and then now we just kind of sum up the regions that have at least 1, and that may be it. You can also do the inverse of just counting all the ones with 0 and then, subtract them out. And that's basically, going back to my code, basically what I'm trying to do. And the reason why I was trying to be a little bit clever with the if statements, and that kind of ate too much time, and I kind of, as you could go back and watch it, I just kind of gave up on it. But the idea here is that when I do this accumulation, when I try to find these zeros, that's the only case that we don't do anything. That means that the previous zero starts here, and then the next one has either a 1 or and remember that multiple segment can begin at the same point. I mean, in theory, I didn't look at the input, so it could be 0 to 2. But basically, so then that means that if we look at these things, if we have a transition that goes from 0 to any number, I want to say not 0, but even if it's 0, it should be, well, you don't count anything in between. And the reason how that could happen is, I don't know. Just think through the cases. But yeah, so I look at the previous, and if the previous is 0, then we just don't, we skip doing the work, right? We update previous, and previous is basically just, going back to the drawing exact, basically you have, as you process this one, say, you want to look at the previous thing, so because that gives you the range of the current intersection that you care about, right? And that's basically it. Yeah, and then so this is the range. We sum it up if the previous is not 0. Even if it goes to 1 to 0, that means that the overlap part is a 1, right? And that's basically it. Yeah, and because of the sorting, this is going to be n log n, but everything else is O of n after the sorting. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Maybe I rushed a little bit, my apologies, but I really got to finish packing and change and make the flight that is in now 2 hours and 45 minutes. The airport is close by, but still, I gotta go. Thanks. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye-bye.